Kia ora, I'm Elvie and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are doing a sketchbook tour. This was from the start of May till the start of June. I've just got some random pizza stickers on the front here. But this is just the same type of sketchbook I used last time. It's by the Rooster brand. And it's just their kind of good quality watercolor paper, but not the 100% cotton paper. So that's the book. First page, these are actually my mother's paintings. She had the book for like back in 2020 but didn't use it, so I've used the rest of it, but these are hers. Same with these ones. And this is when my paintings come into play. These are just some stationery on my table. They're always fun to paint and play around with. There was a new Red Bull can that I tried and I quite like the flavour and it's a very beautiful colour. Then my friend, she did a painting in this book. So yeah, this is a bunker looking out to the harbour, which is quite pretty. This is mine. We had like, I think 5 minutes at the cafe. And so I was like, yep, I can do a painting. So it looks very rushed because it is, but I do like the light up here. Moving on, we've got my friend here. She did a painting of some leaves, very close up, but I love the movement and shape of the leaves she got. This was my painting at a different cafe with some different friends. I don't like it, so I redeemed myself with a different painting, which is this one here, which I really like. I enjoy the softness of the drawing in the mirror, and as well as the clock and the wallpaper and everything. I think it turned out quite nice. Here is a painting I did for the YouTube channel, just showing the difference line work has in your paintings. This here is a draft for my big end of year work. You can't quite tell what's going on, but just know it's a lot. And this is just a painting of a teacup. I've got these beautiful teacup set, and so I decided to paint it. This comes up a lot. I think it's just oil left behind by the bookmark thing that is up here that I cut off. This is another cafe painting. I quite like it. It's just of the top of the street buildings down the Ave, down the main street with some taller buildings behind. I think this is the hospital and some, just bigger buildings. Here we've got some drawings from some photos. I quite like them. I like the angle on the chair here. More photo drawings. This is the bunkers. I decided to paint them as well. This is like the peninsula and then Aramoana, and yeah, more bunkers, more paintings. This is the view towards, like, we've got Mount Cargill and the peninsula, like, yeah, facing the other side. And this is one of my friends, same area, just a different painting. And these are also, that same day we went out and saw the lighthouse, and so I decided to paint my friends. It's quite fun, quite busy. And this is a cat that was visiting my friend's flat, so I decided to paint it. It's very pretty colours. This is from Queenstown. This is the Ben Lumen summit up here, and so I decided to paint it as I came up the back of it. It was very beautiful colours. And this is just practicing faces with some landscape behind. We've got a couple photos. I really enjoy this one. I didn't think I would, but I do in the end. And this is one of my favourites. I think it's just the simplicity of the colours and the lines here, and yeah, this is Milford Sound. I think it's quite beautiful. This one is not as effective. I think I needed some brighter colours just to emphasise the changing colours and stuff, but that's okay. And this is, I quite like the rock face here, and you can see the bookmark thing coming up again and causing an issue. This one's quite fun. I like the tree here, and I pinned the clouds, which I hadn't done in the previous drawings, but I think it's quite effective here. This is a ruru, or a mopork, which I painted. It's quite beautiful. I love those birds. They're very small. They're very cute. These are my friend's paintings. It's very hard to show in a single, but he did like a plant. It's very mechanical, very logistic thinker. So that kind of shows in his drawings, which is interesting. And then my other friend, he did a pencil because he did not want to paint, but I convinced him to do a drawing, which was quite a challenge, but I'm very proud. And then we've got a some pens here for a different YouTube video, and a street light that I painted just sitting on the ground. There you can see all the tones and textures in the background, which is quite fun. This was done at a cafe, so I kind of separated it with the lamp here, which was quite fun and turned out quite nice. And this was at the same cafe. This is just some flowers in a pot which have some nice texture, especially in here. Then we've got some sugar, salt and pepper. They're always fun to draw if you don't know what else to do. So, and then this was at the same cafe, but this is just the chairs, the same sugar, salt and pepper on the table. This is a heron. I believe this was also a YouTube video. You can kind of see the lines and nice texture in the water and everything. And this is at a cafe. I don't like this one. I wasn't feeling like painting, and I did anyway, so you can see for the next few they're not quite right. This one's okay. I do like this one more than the others, and they were putting everything away, so all this was put away in the back room as I was drawing it, so it kind of made it up a little bit. But I don't mind this one, but this is a kind of, I drew it, but the painting itself is a bit off, and you can also see the bookmark doing its thing here. Must have had a bit of oil on it. This is my friend's drawing. He did the mechanical tree earlier. He did a cut this time. Very proud of him for doing a painting. And this is me at that cafe. I did the building across. It's some beautiful rust on the roof, which I was trying to capture. Then we've got a comparison photo. These two are like maybe 7 months apart. But I accidentally took the same photo, which is quite fun, and yeah, I thought it'd be fun to paint it. My flatmate's 21st, so I decided to paint a photo from it. And then my brother, he's been hot air ballooning, so I decided to do a painting of that. And then this is a walk I did recently with one of my friends, so decided to paint that. And then a cat. This cat we saw on the walk, actually. It was very square, which was quite fun. And then we had a cup of tea up the top, which was really nice, and yeah, very fun, so I decided to paint that as well. Did some gouache painting. I don't love the face here, but the lines and stuff are quite fun, and I kind of wasn't taking it seriously, otherwise I would have worked on them a bit more, but the aim was to pull out the gouache, and I did, so I'm happy about that. And then we've got a fantail here, which I did put a little bit more effort into. Not a lot, but a little bit, you know. But a very cute fantail nonetheless. And this is a painting that I did at a cafe. I quite like it. It's growing on me a little bit. It says water down the side here, which is quite fun. And yeah, you can see like the tomato bottles, and like, yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. These ones I'm not as happy with, but that's okay. This is just me on a walk like from a while ago. I decided to paint it because it was just a fun angle with the bridge and stuff, but I didn't end up liking it. Same with this one. It was just like a landscape, and I didn't take my time with it, so it didn't turn out as nicely, and yeah, that was my undoing. We've got a portrait just to practice portraiture, and then this one's, I like the peacefulness of it. It's a very fun position, and just scene in general. Then practicing more faces. I quite like this face. I feel like it was fun angle and quite accurate. And this one's not as well done, but it is still nice. And then the final spread, I did some birds, a bird, and I quite like the grey that I used. It has a lot of texture in it. I used some granulating paints to kind of emphasize that, and then the bird itself looks quite beautiful with the colour. And then we've got a dog over here, which turned out pretty nice. And yeah, that's the book, which is pretty crazy. Didn't take too long. I'm hoping to take longer for the next one, and that next book is this one, so it's A5, which is huge, and it's cotton paper, and it's the same brand, but this is their fancy version of the paper. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.